On today's episode, I will be placing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the pop culture pedestal. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003 animated series. One of the best things to happen to this animated series was that it was co-produced by Mirage Studios, which meant this series was much more closer to the original material from the Mirage comic books. And because of this cartoon felt more darker, more edgy, and more gritty than any previous TV adaptation that had come before it. But at the same time, they did manage to keep it light and fun. It was just a perfect mix, and this show saw the revival of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a Saturday morning cartoon favourite.
Ninja Turtles, Saturday, February 8th, 10:30 a.m., only in the Fox Box.
Now, I was 20 years old at the time when this first aired, and I was really looking forward to seeing a new Ninja Turtles cartoon on our screens after being disappointed with the Next Mutation that came previously and all the other stuff we got in between. And I remember being so pleased with the first episode. Now, as the episode starts, you see that the Turtles are all cornered in an alley by the Purple Dragon Gang. Now, this is exactly how the original comic book started. Even the dialogue is the same until they actually jump into action and the fighting starts, and I love this. Already we had complete loyalty to the comic books. Finally, once again, the powers that be seem to be doing something right. Now, at this particular time in my life, I worked in a toy shop, and I remember how great it was to see these brand new Ninja Turtle action figures arrive in stock. And I thought, this is the Ninja Turtles for a new generation. Like, just as I had enjoyed them back in 1987, now it was time for a new generation of kids to enjoy this show. And if I'm totally honest, I also felt like a kid again. I was very excited about this, and I couldn't wait to see the new episode. I mean, I remember placing these toys on the shelves, pricing them up and putting them on the shelves for other kids to buy, and just remembering my toys that I had in the past and how different they look now and how much better they look. The first major difference was the characters in this series. They were different to the older cartoon. They were more in line with the comic books. Mikey is like the wise guy, the wise cracking guy, funny, cocky, childish, and loves playing pranks. Raphael is changed the most in this. You remember in the 1987 cartoon, he was the one always cracking jokes. He was more or less like Mikey in that aspect. In this adaptation, he has a very fiery, explosive temper, just like in the comic books, but he is also shown to have a caring and loving side to him as well. And then we have Leonardo, who is super serious and dedicated to his training and takes failure to heart. Not really that much difference to the 1987 cartoon, really. He was always super serious about his training, always the leader, and he was always worried about his leadership techniques, but make no mistake, this is the more serious, darker version of Leonardo than the 87 cartoon series. And then we have Donatello, who is still the inventor, although his inventions are not as far-fetched as he was in the 1987 series. He is portrayed as being very clever and probably the man with a plan. If they need some kind of plan of attack for the mission, he's the guy they always turn to, and he can be quiet at times as well. Now, the episodes see a very similar path to which the comic books took. We see them take on the Shredder and the Purple Dragon Gang in the streets and on the rooftops of New York, and we also get to see episodes featuring the farmhouse. We get to see episodes featuring the Turtles in space and alternate realities, the past and the future, just like in the comic books. And just as in the comic books, we also get to see some comic book favourites, characters such as the Fugitoid, who was a creation of Kevin and Peter before they even dreamed up the Ninja Turtle cartoon. He was introduced into the Ninja Turtles franchise, the Triceratons, the Utrons, and loads more. Another great thing about this show is the design. Even Peter Laird has said he has never been keen on the 1987 Turtles design. He thought they looked inflatable, but in this version they look solid. They don't look like a joke, they don't look like cartoon characters, they look like big, muscular Ninja Turtles. And another nice addition was how their eyes were just white slits. No pupils, just white slits. Once again, just like in the comic book, which was another nice addition. The background images in the cartoons were also dark and gritty, just like the comic books, and the Turtles kept to the shadows, unlike the 1987 series where they may just pop down the street and order a pizza. Now, all that being said, I think around about season 5 they did actually tone down the violence and some of the themes of the show, and I think this was because some deemed the first few seasons probably a little bit too violent for kids. Another character is drastically changed in this cartoon series.
In this cartoon
version, the Shredder is not human. He is an alien Utrom in a Shredder robot body, who has actually taken on the persona of a Rokusaki from centuries ago. But we didn't actually find that out until much later into the TV series, when Shredder and Leonardo were having a fight on a rooftop, and Leonardo actually sliced off the Shredder's head. Now I can tell you now, that is something that you would never have seen in the 1987 TV series. No way, you would never have seen 1987 Leonardo cut off Shredder's head. Anyway, we think it's over and the Shredder's dead, but just before the episode ends, the Shredder stands and picks up his severed head and walks away with it through the flames. And then we learn later that he's a Neutron. He's a bit like Krang was in the 1987 series. He's like an alien brain that sits in the stomach of the Shredder body. So that right there was a big change. They've kind of combined the two characters of the 1987 series and mashed them into one. The series actually ran for quite some time. It was finally cancelled in 2008. But that wouldn't be the last we would see of the Ninja Turtles, because in 2009 we were treated to something very special. A movie was released to end the series and celebrate 25 years of the Ninja Turtles at that time. The movie was called Turtles Forever.